Hey boys, welcome back to some more NRL Supercoach, and it's going to be the round 19 review, the final major buy round of the season. So we can start relaxing a little bit and planning for the end game here basically. And also apologies for no actual videos last week, just PC issues / getting it serviced and just a good clean out and all that sort of stuff. It took a little bit longer than I fucking was thinking it would, so didn't get a chance to actually do like a preview. And also it was a busy week, man. I didn't have much time to actually go through and really have a look at what I wanted to trade and make moves last week. So we ended up doing 2 trades. I'll get into that in a second, but we scored 1,031, which is pretty solid. Top, I don't know, what is that? Top, whatever it is. Solid for the week. I know there were definitely quite a few 1,100 scores. I know the highest was around 1,200 something, so it wasn't a crazy week, but definitely some good scores. Season rank, we did actually jump back 184 spots, almost back from what we were last week. We were sitting just inside the top 500, then dropped back to 700s, 700, 800, and now back into 550. So yeah, a productive buy round this year. More so, I mean, honestly, even this buy round, I was a little bit tilted. Just like, oh man, pretty much every major buy round, a couple of our like pod players just really shit the bed. Like, we just didn't get any actual upside from our pod guys that we brought in for ages. I remember fucking Jack Bird from the first major buy. Honestly, I can't remember buy 2 what went wrong, but it was like okay. And then this buy, we'll have a look-see here in a second, but I can't complain. The good thing about this week was that all the sort of major guys didn't go massive. So I mean, Jermaine Asako, Chance, Nickel Clockstad, like a lot of those guys, they went okay, but they didn't go like big hundreds, which it could have been a devastating week if that happened. So let's run through the scores. The front row killed it. Joe Tarpany finally scored a try. He banged out 94, so very good. Tohu Harris also 94. This is actually the first time I'm looking at the actual final updated scores, so I'm interested to see how he went. But yeah, Harris, I think did he have a try assist? I think so. Yeah, 94 points. He went down injured again, but I think he did come back on as well. So, I mean, Harris, honestly, I don't know if he's a bit of a bung on now, or nah, he probably is injured, but man, he goes down constantly, doesn't he? A back row, all pretty solid. So, Jermaine Hopgood, 64. Britton Nukara, 88. Johnny Bateman back to the edge, which is nice. He banged out 70. And Bryce Carride, 42. So this one, this isn't as bad as I first thought, because it wasn't good. Like, Cartwright's one of those guys. I mean, let's just have a look at his scores, because I think this is his lowest score that wasn't like minutes affected. He did only play, well, he played 74 minutes. He did have a slight spell, but man, going back to 80, 71, 64, 77, 54, 87, and then 42. The lowest score, of course, comes in the major buy when, not a lot of people own him, but it's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, what was I expecting? I was expecting Gutherson to play, which would have helped, but, he was outside fucking glue hands Madison. And I mean, no, Madison, he obviously isn't a ball playing 5'8". He's going to be a ball runner. So Cartwright saw no footy, just plenty of tackles, thankfully, and it's fine. 42. I was more tilted because I was looking at the scores and he was on like 30 points. He was on like 30 points, and I was actually losing it because they definitely missed out on so many of his tackles. So I'm pretty sure he updated with just tackles alone. Like, it was so strange. Like, he didn't update in scoring at all. But Thankfully, he got 42 for me. I can't be too salty. Our halfbacks, Nico Hines chucked the vice captaincy on, and we looped. Obviously, he scored 100. I think he was on 101. I got to be honest, I thought he was going to update to like 120 or so because I don't know. I know unicorn points, all that sort of stuff, but I actually did think he was, yeah, just down on a few points you would expect, but he updated a few points, 109. I was going to take anything over 80. I was going to take as my loop. Obviously 100. It was just a gimme. It was a gimme for this week, especially. Sean Johnson with the 75. That was a big one. The fact Sean Johnson ended up playing was a big inclusion, I gotta say, because again, he was a pretty decent pod. Like, quite a few people own Johnson, but it's pretty mixed. Like, a lot of people own Moses, a lot of people own Jerome Hughes, who both weren't playing, definitely, but Johnson was. So he was a good sneaky one to get up, and he scored nicely there. Our center wing, so as you can see, the two trades we made went very well. The rest of it, Talakai 103, who we brought in for, who did we trade out? Oh, Billy Smith. Billy Smith we traded out. And who else we trade out? Fucking Taruva. That's right. Taruva and Billy Smith. So we downgraded to Tyrone Munro, who scored 91. I mean, I was expecting like a 20 from Munro. But thankfully he scored 2 tries. Looked really good. 91. And then we upgraded it to get Talakai, who went 103. So that's very nice. That was very nice indeed. Ronnie Mulatalo, 19. not great. But that's fine, honestly. Like, Mulatalo going low was honestly fine because so many people own Mulatalo. Johnston going 21. I mean, he's losing a lot of cash, but it's fine. Honestly, Johnston is a guy I think I'm just going to ride out. Like, maybe he's a guy we can trade out at some point, but I actually think you just ride him out. Wait until the Rabbitohs draw opens up. Wait until they get everyone back on deck. Mitchell, Walker, all the usual suspects. So I think Johnson, ride him out. Don't play him if you don't have to. And the price doesn't matter. Jared Croker, 31. Man, this was a tilting one as well. Because again, if you look at his fucking scores, he's been so goddamn consistent. I mean, thankfully, he didn't drop too much cash. 10K. Annoying, but it is what it is. 31 points, but he's been going so good, man. Couple of low scores there, but then 65, 55, 62, 57, and then 31 against the fucking Dragons, man. Again, Croker was like such a good pod for me because 11% of teams own him. So many people would have already got rid of Croker, which, fair enough. He was definitely a trade out option, but he was still scoring well. He was still making cash, and he was a good play this week. So for me, it worked out nicely. And I think he kicked, how many goals did he kick? Like 6-7 goals? He fucking got 31. It was the worst game I've seen him play in a long time. He missed so many tackles. Zach Lomax gave him an absolute bath, but it is what it is. I think, yeah, Ronnie was the guy I actually dropped out because we had 14 players in total, I think. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 14. So Mulatalo was the guy dropped off. But yeah, a couple of low scores. And then Jareem Buller, 40 points. So I know a lot of people have, it is what it, like, that one's not too bad. Like, I wasn't expecting Buller to go massive or anything. I was hoping he would, obviously, because again, he's another one that people have mass traded out. And obviously he was going to lose a lot of cash this week, and he did. But it's fine. Honestly, I wasn't that concerned. I was tossing up going Dream Biller to Will Kennedy instead of getting in Talakai. But honestly, I'm glad I got in Talakai. Kennedy, let's actually have a look. Kennedy, I don't think went that well. I know he had a couple of fucking lucky try assists that I think one of them should have been taken off him. He did. Fuck you, Kennedy. You got 51 points. Fuck you. Oh, that's good, man. I'm sorry for people that brought Kennedy in. I mean, 51's still okay, but he definitely got, I don't know how many try assists he ended up with, but the first one, it was like, okay, I can understand them giving it to him. But the second one, where he just passed it to Ramian, and Ramian did all the work and then threw an offload, I was like, are you fucking serious? But that's good. That's good. I'm glad. He still scored more than Buller, but getting in Talakai was definitely the better move in that front. So now we have some decisions to make for, I mean, the big ones, Nathan Cleary. I mean, it's going to depend on team lists and how Origin pulls up. If Nathan Cleary is named, I'm 100% going Johnson to Cleary. Because, I mean, Penrith have the Dolphins. The Warriors have the Sharks, which it's not necessarily a terrible matchup. I know the Warriors, I've seen a few people talk that they're going to keep Johnson, potentially, and fade Cleary. I don't agree with it. I know they have a good run, like, after the Raiders, even the Raiders game, but then they got the Titans, Tigers, Manly, Dragons, Dolphins. It's a fucking good run. I get it, but Penrith, man. And Nathan Cleary is just better than Johnson and Supercoach. So I am going to get in Cleary as soon as possible. And the other big boy is obviously David Fifita. Now, I actually, because of the price drops, it's going to be interesting to see if I can actually afford to get both of them in 2 trades, depending who we trade out. Like, ideally, I wanted to trade out Cartwright and Johnson, obviously. Johnson's going to go, but then I wanted to trade Cartwright up to, Fifita. Now, they're still on the cards. I don't know. I might be a little bit short. Honestly, I might be a little bit short. But I got to be honest. I was actually looking at this, and I know it seems fucking crazy because we had Hopgood from the start. We traded him out when I thought he'd probably peaked. We traded him back in a few weeks ago. He's done a fantastic job. He's back up to 740k. When did we get him in? He was probably around like 600, bit less than 600, I think. When did we bring him in? I don't know. It was a few weeks ago, and he's just killed it ever since. He was probably, I don't know, was it this Canberra game? Maybe around then. But regardless, he's done a great job. He scored plenty of points. But with the Eel, like, Ryan Madison obviously is going to get back to the forwards. Campbell Gillard's going to come back from Origin. Polo's there. Sean Lane's back, which is bad for Cartwright potentially. But they have so many forwards now. Often Goey's on the bench. I feel like Hopgood, I feel like it's the second time that Hopgood's time has maybe peaked. And I don't know, like, at the end of the day, if the price is right and we can just easily go Hopgood, if we can afford Cartwright or Fifita, yes, I would do that, but I don't think we can. So if we can just go Hopgood easily, I mean, yes, I will 100% do that because I do think Hopgood, his minutes are not going to stay at like 80. How many, I know I just looked at this, but how many minutes did he actually play on the weekend? Yeah, 66. He hasn't even on the other bye, he only plays 68 minutes. So he hasn't been playing those 80-minute games anymore. He's still fucking banged out like 96, 105. He's still got the try scoring and try assist ability, but Fifita is the key. So, yeah, we honestly might end up doing that. And then Cartwright, I just hope that he keeps him on the edge. Like Sean Lane, and that's sort of the good thing about Cartwright being on the right edge is the fact that surely when Lane is fit, he just starts on the left, which is his position, and Davey pisses off and takes over Cartwright's spot. But you never know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, I guess. We'll see what happens with team lists and everything. I still think Cartwright might lose some minutes potentially, and he could be a good downgrade option, or I don't know. We'll see about that. Maybe a pod. We could look at getting a pod for Cartwright. Just someone, a bit of a sneaky guy to bring in, maybe. But other than that, I think it's looking pretty good. So let's have a look at round 20 quickly. So no Rabbits, no Raiders, and no Dragons. So Rabbits and Raiders obviously pretty popular. But Garrick obviously comes straight back in. Val Holmes. I mean, does Holmes back up again? He probably does. They probably need him, but there's probably a good chance he rests as well this week. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows, dude? I feel like Holmes can back up, but the fact it's going to be his third Origin, they might give him a little spell, but we'll play him for now. It's fine. Fullbacks, Gutherson. We'll start Gutho. Buller. Who do the Tigers take on? Newcastle. I mean, that's the thing with the... I mean, Buller's got a couple of okay matchups coming up. Like, he's got Newcastle Dragons, and then it's a bit of an up and down back end, but I don't know. It'd be so vindicating if Buller can just bang out like 100, dude. If he can just get 100 and just get some more price rises, just get back up to like 600k, it'd be nice. But he could keep leaking cash. It is what it is. Like, maybe we should have traded him out a few weeks ago, but I've seen comments like, oh, you should have just traded him out. Like, people acting like it was the obvious thing to do. That's hindsight. He was so close. Like, even last game, he was so close to busting through a couple of times. He looked really good. He looked so good, but it just hasn't been his couple of weeks so far. But I'm holding strong at the moment. I don't mind, honestly, because the fullback position, we will need money to go up to like a Mitchell or someone, but there's no guarantee any of those guys come back and absolutely kill it. I mean, who knows when Mitchell is actually back? I think potentially next week, but you never know. So Cody Walker, he's gone for Manu. So, that's right. We'll talk about that in a second. Hines and Johnson, but Johnson probably becomes Cleary, maybe. Bateman, Hopgood, Nickera, Cartwright at the moment. That's fine. And then Tarpany, we'll bring in Nelson. And then Grant. Who are our 4 reserves? So we're a little low. Cartwright, a halfback. Oh, obviously Buller. And then we can play, I mean, honestly, a Piacora up against the Dogs. We'll just do that for now. That's fine. That was the thing I was going to talk about. So Cody Walker, I actually think I'm going to trade Cody Walker. Depending, I gotta be honest, it would have been nice to have a boost this week. I'm not going to lie. Because I really want to get in Kalen Ponga. Kalen Ponga takes on the Tigers. He's still at a pretty okay price. He's not ballooned out. The Knights have a pretty good run coming up. And Cody Walker obviously misses this week. And then he misses round... was it round 26? Yeah, round 26. But he's got... so the Broncos, Tigers, Sharks, Dragons, Knights. It's not a terrible run though, so I don't know. It's a tough one, but I just feel like Kalen Ponga goal kicking, it could be a real not owning Ponga when so many people do. It could really come back to bite us if we don't get him in. But that means we could go without Dave Fafita. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sort of hoping they rest him because the problem with Fafita is that he's only got like a 40 break even. So if he starts the game, he's probably going to go up in cash and it's going to make it very difficult to bring back in at some point. So we got to be careful. We got to be careful of David Fafita getting out of reach. Nathan Cleary. Actually, let's have a look. Obviously, Cleary is like 850, but could you fade for a week? Maybe. Yeah, he's 857. What is he coming off? Actually, yeah, he'll be coming off a low score because obviously he got injured. Yeah. I mean, he's probably not it's probably not a real high break even because I mean, fuck, he went 120, 82 at 125, so it's probably it probably is still a low break even, but I don't know. We'll have to have a look at that. But who have they got? They got the Dolphins, Bulldogs, Sharks, Melbourne. I mean, the matchup doesn't really matter too much. I mean, it's a good 3 weeks, and then it gets a little tough. But you don't really worry too much about who Cleary is, I guess, versing for opponent matchups. It's fine. But yeah, we'll have a better look at this after team lists. See what happens. Not much else to really talk about. We'll have let's have a quick look at the league. See how the leagues are doing. So the Legends first league. How is everyone going? So, bro, I'm fucking blitzing it. I'm 26 points, bro. We've only lost 3 games. Let's have a look at points scored though. So I'm winning, dude. I'm fucking flying in League One. Big boys, he's coming pretty close second. Knights, and then we get into the 18,000s there. League 2, how's it looking, bro? Bro, I'm going good too. Weak gutted dogs. I think last time I looked at this, he was actually beating me by a fair bit. Maybe? I don't know. I sort of remember that. But we're doing pretty well. Fucking look at the dude. Look at this shit though. Oh my god. This is why, like, I don't really play like head to head at all, but I'm coming like 6 on the ladder. 18 points compared to 26. I am like far and away more points than everyone here. It's crazy. If you're playing more head to head, it's like such a different game, and obviously can get lucky and unlucky with certain matchups depending week to week. But that's crazy. Honestly, it's wild how much it varies. And then League 3. So Serenity now also pretty close. Big Ballers. I know he was up there as well last time. So pretty good. And also this one. So man, League 1, I'm 26 points. Just have had good matchups, I guess. This one's 22. So pretty good. Oh, that's right. I'm in fucking that's the only like notable group I'm in is beers and break evens, because you know, they had a pretty fucking good prize, so obviously I joined it. I'm, what am I ranked? 215. That's alright. There's like, how many people are in there? Like 10,000? There's a lot of people in the league. Because what are they? 23,000 raging poll. What was I? 20... Bro. He's flogging us. He's a fair way ahead. This guy. For sure. But, yeah, other than that, we're going okay. It's been a pretty, like I said, a pretty okay buy. Like, it's been a decent buy, like major buy week to week, but then the following week, this round 20, has been where we've made up ground. It's going to be a little touch and go because, again, we'll talk more about trades when it comes to, but I mean, there's a few, like, clear. I want Cleary for feeder. I mean, Cleary's the main one, but depending what happens if he's even named, Fafita is also a must-have. But then Kalen Ponga is fucking like a must-have. And then also, as a luxury trade, Isaac Tungo is juicy, but I don't know. I feel like he's going to be a guy that just gets out of reach. So it is what it is. Other than that, yeah, we'll have a better look in the preview for round 20. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully it's a strong end to the season. We got a good squad. There's a couple of lacking points, I would say, but overall pretty decent. And yeah, stay tuned for more. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.